What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're going to be talking about the event that went live, as well as some extra things that they did not document, and there are changes that probably mean some other things are coming. I know that sounded a little cryptic, but take 1 second, hit that subscribe button, and let's jump right into it. So the new event is live, and we have a couple changes that did not hit the patch notes. They didn't hit the update notes. They didn't even hit the news, which is surprising. So maybe they didn't think they were a big deal, but they kind of are. Number one, if you have Transcendent, Imprint, Stellar Shard, whatever you want to call it, heroes, you'll notice something different on my screen, right? There's these little blue circles. Finally, there's some indicator to tell us what void imprint level we have on certain heroes. Now, the big downside is when you look at your friends list, you look at their team, absolutely nothing shows up. That's where we really need it. So yes, this is a step in the right direction, but the whole point of really needing this imprint number is for PvP. So you know what power level certain heroes are that you're going up against. Maybe they want to keep that hidden so all you can see is just like the overall team power of an account. Because even then, this isn't the actual power level of the team, it's the power level of the account. Technically, you can have a weaker lineup than what's shown. Right here, you'll see like 13.69 when you go to battle. Mine is actually 13.69 most of the time, but no, it's 13.43. So it's really interesting because technically the power level is more or less the highest HP of your team. It's really weird how power works in this game, but if we could get this visual indicator right here, this 4, I clicked on it, the 4 right here, the 4, the 3, the 3, 3, 3. If we get that on the PvP or friends list screens, that would be perfect. I've been asking them a long time to add it to the game, so at least they're making a step forward. Send feedback, say, hey, you know, this needs to show up on the friends list, this needs to show up in PvP. Hopefully that's what they intended. The one place it really does help if you are constantly moving your stellar shards around for different imprints is going to be here. Because when you're, you know, putting something in a node, you'll have your list pop up of heroes. Now, at the very least, you'll be able to see easily where your stellar shards are, where your imprints are, because imprints matter there. You get more resources for having imprints. So that's kind of like the first change that was undocumented. There is a second change, and that is if you check Gray Dwarves Blessing, well, you can have a limit of 3 on every single one of these. So every single month, you can come in here and you can get 3 sets of class gear now. So that's interesting. Why is that interesting? You might be like, Barry, that's just for whales. Well, yes, because it does cost a lot of gems. It costs a sizable amount of gold. The gems is the important part. 4,000 gems is not easy to come by nowadays. Why is that important? Well, let's be honest. Ever since they added all these to the game here, there's also been this magic pink button when it comes to gear. What does that mean? That probably means we are very close to getting the next upgrade for our hero, which is a higher tier gear. Now, I kind of hope, this is my hope, that gear becomes something that we don't want to split anymore. I really think at endgame it feels really weird to want to split your gear, and the fact that your class gear is not just the best gear to use. So I kind of hope it makes a return, because let's be honest, we already have, we got the pink stones. That was the upgrade from orange. We had orange artifacts, and now we got pink artifacts. Well, the next logical thing is, well, we still have orange gear. It's time for the pink gear, and everything's gonna be pink on the hero. So what is it gonna be? I don't know. I imagine it's gonna be like a higher tier of class gear. That's the only thing I could think. So you need like the class gear you have. Maybe it's some weird thing where like we gotta fuse 2 class. I don't know. We don't know. But the fact that Gray Dwarves Blessing has 3 purchases in each is a big red flag that be prepared. You probably want to just keep saving gems. Don't use them willy-nilly, all that stuff. Save them up. You might want to start collecting more sets of gear, especially if you're in the late game. It might not be a bad idea to be like, okay, I'm doing all 3 of these. 12,000 gems though. Whew. 300 million gold, not that big of a deal for later game players. Early game, you kind of want to get like your first heroes set, and then after that, you don't really need to worry about gear until you have other heroes. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. As far as the event goes, so far it looks like an amazing event overall. It does lean a little more heavily to older players, not necessarily pay to win players, but older players who have had the time to go through their Pokedex and fill out a ton of heroes, especially in the Forest faction. Now, I'm missing Starlight. I'm missing Vesa. I don't even think I can build them. I could make a 9-star Vesa. 6-star Starlight is the few heroes that I've never actually built. Wow, look at all the Rogans. I sometimes forget how many Rogans I have. Maybe I should finally level these guys too. We'll see. We don't have stones on them anyway. But yeah, the Pokedex event is pretty solid. Again, it leans a lot more heavily to people who have been playing a game for a long time. Not necessarily, you know, pay to win, but just older players have had time to build heroes. The Prophet summons right here. I wouldn't just jump the gun and be like, oh, I got to do the Prophet summons right away. Hold on. Make sure you wait to do those. Don't do those right away, because of course you need to get to 150 to get the pay to win artifact. If you're not going to get to 150, there's really no point on wasting Prophet orbs unless you for some reason want the gold too. Obtaining 5-star heroes, that's always great though. I mean, if you can get those forest heroes, I don't know if you have any shards sitting around like this. You got like a 4 shard, like, ooh, look, I get one right there. I mean, it's not too bad. You got some regular 5 stars as well. Try to get as many as you can from that. If you got stuff in the bag, you can pull copies out at this point, which I've got a decent amount. I'm in an okay spot. But again, when it comes to these hyacinths, you really want to wait to see before you do your Prophet orbs, because Prophet orbs will give you 50 of the currency, but you need to get 50 of the currency from this part, and you need to get 50 of the currency from Imp's Adventure, which means you have to get to this 5-star chest. If you are playing free to play, that might not happen, so your resources are very, very valuable to you. Now on the flip side, the pay to win side, so to speak, kind of pay to win. No matter what you have to spend in order to get to this 120 tulip chest, you are absolutely going to need to spend money. You are only able to get 110 of these tulips if you finish up every single avatar. I did not. I did purchase the spring Equinox. It's really cool. You guys see the scary kite? This is, I think, the spring background we had like 2 years ago in game, so it's kind of cool that they're reusing resources for spring in the old days and bringing it back. But yeah, you get 5,000 gems, 30 of the hyacinths, 30 tulips. You get this luxury 5-star hero chest. This chest does not change with Glorious Temple, but it does have Eloise in it, so that's the little perk. And 30 dice, 50 bucks, not a bad deal. Not a bad deal, because that pretty much means if you're doing all the rest, you're guaranteeing yourself a pay to win artifact. But if you don't want to spend $50 and you're looking for the extreme budget way to finish this event, all you're going to need is 10 extra tulips, and the best way to do that is the value package, $20. You buy 2 of this little pack down here, and you're in a good spot. So beyond that, there's only one other decision really, is if you're going to spend a little bit and not whale out. There is some advantage. You are 100 points away from a 10-star puppet. 100 points away. That's really not too bad. So if you do purchase this one right here, that's going to put you in a really good spot. You only need about 86 more tulips to get to that 10-star dummy, which, I mean, 10-star dummies, that's a stellar imprint. That's a stellar imprint. So the value packages, if you purchase essentially the $100 and the $70 package for both of those, plus the $50 special event, for $220, you're getting a 5-star or a 10-star dummy. Not a great deal, honestly, but you're also at that point getting probably 2 completions somewhere, maybe 2 completions. You'll be in the second completion, maybe going for that 5-star hero chest again. But again, that's just more pay to win side of things advice. Of course, every time you use 20 flowers, whether they're hyacinth or tulips, you'll be getting forest heroes. So that will be a nice little perk to try to get these done right here, even if you don't want to use profit orbs. It's just up to you. Now this one here, this puppet, way out of the leagues. And same with this down here. For 350, I mean, this is only for people who are whaling on this account or on this event. 20 cores and 50 relics. I think you're essentially having to spend like another $350 for essentially what you would buy for $100. So if you're only in it for the stellar shards or the copies or any of that, probably not the best deal, but if you are whaling anyway, it's a nice little perk. So let me know what you guys think. If I missed any little update, let me know. The void imprint number is cool, is good, but we need something else. We need it to show up in PvP, where I think it is the most important, because depending on what void imprint level the enemy heroes are, it makes a big difference in combat. Big difference. And of course, be prepared. Don't say I didn't see this coming. Bear Game told me. We can buy 3 of every Gray Dwarves Blessing from now on, it looks like. So expect a new tier gear coming your way. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let me know what you guys think. Hit that subscribe button. See you guys next time.